Good ideas are really hard. It's not some kind of magical mystery process where some special people are like, ta-da! It's like, that's nonsense. I believe this. Ideas are our superpower. I don't care whether you think you're a creative person or not. I think ideas are our superpower because every human being is born a problem solver. It's the thing that makes us most human. Ideas can change things and solve things and inspire people and change us. They're just incredible. And I think seeing ideas being made, the product of our imagination, I think is magic. But you do need a sort of method, because otherwise it's just a big mystery and some people can do it and some people can't. So how do you try to find an approach or a method which is usable and learnable and practical, which can get you through a journey from nothing to something? Because that's where we live. It's chaos. It's chaos out there. It's chaos at work, in our minds. The world is messy. The process is messy, and that is what's wonderful about it. And ideas are really hard. Good ideas are really hard. It's not some kind of magical mystery process where some special people are like, ta-da! It's like, that's nonsense. It's really hard to do, and loads of stuff trips us up. So ourselves, our own internal doubts and fears, our clients, our kids, you know? There's so many things to trip you up. So you need a way to be able to keep going, because there's always pitfalls that lie all around. This one is the really big one. It's the sort of foundational thing about where really new thinking comes from, and not just in our industry, in science and in everything beyond, is making connections between unexpected things. Loads of the stories in the books talk about this. Steve Jobs said creativity is just connecting things. In this case, it's sweets and computers. Nobody had thought to make that connection before. So beautiful you'd want to lick them. But this connection, this is my thing about the real world, is like, it sounds easy until it's not, until it's you in a room with some others and you think, I don't know what to do, right? Here's one of the famous examples about making unexpected connections. This was the London Underground before Harry Beck did his famous map. Unintelligible, too complicated, it's like a series of worms, how do you know where you're going? Harry Beck, who did the map, he wasn't a map maker, he was an electrical engineer. He did circuit diagrams. He thought, well, it doesn't matter how far away things are, it's what connects to what. If I did a circuit diagram, then that will explain it. He made the most famous map in the world, and every underground map in the whole world is a circuit diagram. Wonderful, right? Great, but not all of us are an electrical engineer assigned a map-making task. So the stories are great, but you need something that will help you. So here's a way of connecting, which will always generate new ideas. And it doesn't matter what you choose. So any unexpected connection, fruit, colours, famous people, I've never liked those so much because they offer limited possibilities. But this one is brilliant, because if you think about your one-liner, you plant your flag in the ground and you think, okay, well, what would these guys do? Just for a moment, you think, well, if I was Muji, what would I do? It's a Japanese brand, they make beautiful products, it's got limited, there's lots of associations with these, and they're all different. The thing to do is, for example, with IKEA, you think of a load of associations of IKEA. Can you see it generates a lot of possibilities? Room sets, catalogues, Sweden, funny names. IKEA's got loads of great stuff, wonderful every day. And then you use it on your brief just to see what happens. And what happens is all the time you're pushing it, your brain is expanding and you're thinking, oh, well, I'd not thought about having a blue bag for my weightless product, or having it in room sets, which would be cool actually, wouldn't it? Having funny names. So all of a sudden it expands your mind and you generate new possibilities. And it's not that they're the answer, it's that you're exercising your imagination so that it's constantly growing. So that's that. You do as much of that as you can, day after day or hour after hour, and you keep going back to your problem and you look at that and you think, this is my problem, will it bring it to life? And you allow your imagination to run riot. People struggle with knowing what to push further, right? How do I choose? So the next part about knowing what to push comes in two parts. Because if you want to do something brilliant, it's a long way, right? You have got to take it a long way, and you can't carry everything, right? You don't need everything. So say you've got a wall full of ideas, or a virtual wall full of ideas. You've got to first know what to take forward. How do you decide? And it's a big struggle because it gets really subjective. I like, you like, creative differences, your creative director doesn't. It gets into kind of an argument and becomes a bit territorial. But You've got to exercise tough love, much tougher than you think, right? Because of all the things you've come up with, you need so little. You only need a few things that are the cornerstone of what you take forward. So you've got to kill your darlings, and you've got to, it hurts, right? Because you've come up with this stuff and you like it, and it's like, you just got to lose that stuff. How do you choose then? From all of the things you've come up with, there's only two things I believe that matter. The first one is, does it solve your problem? If you haven't spent time working out what the problem is, you are screwed because you're not going to know how to choose. This can save you from creative differences and disagreements and all kind of aggro because there's a common problem you're trying to solve. The first question is, does it solve the problem? And the next one, swiftly following on from that, is, does it do it in an interesting and surprising way? Those two things are all that matters. Everything else is details. So if you've done some work up front to think, what am I trying to do? You've got lots of possibilities and lots to choose from. These two make that process easier. So in the real world, you'd go away and you'd look at everything you've done and you think, okay, what might work and what is really interesting or really weird and different, makes you feel uncomfortable or laugh, and you do those two things. It really helps to get someone else to help you do that who has not seen it. Because there's a famous phrase by a guy called Graham Wallace who said, how can I know what I think until I see what I say? You'll explain your ideas and it will be like gobbledygook. So it's really good at this point, get someone to see it, then you can choose. You're never tough enough, right? And I've seen this so many times. If you want to be tougher, much tougher, thanks David Shrigley for this fantastic drawing. Everything is on fire. Try this. Everything you've done is on fire and you say 5 things in 60 seconds. It sounds like a joke, and it's not a joke. I've seen this done so many times. You will keep the things you need, I promise you. And everything else goes on the floor or in the bin, and you don't think about it again. It's amazing. And you end up with that. That you can build on.